Dude, it still looks crooked, man. Do it look crooked? It's not crooked.
Can't never trust no man. Niggas that say he late and turn around and stay in the back. Stay with the cheek cause these niggas be ready. Keep his neck close so I know where they at. Let's get it. Bitch ain't no fool to me. 100K all of my jewelry. Fuck your ex bitch cause she new to me. I'm in the noise, so you know I fuck with her sex in the Florida league. Fucking that bitch from Florida, but I'm in a bitch in that land like a Georgia P. You know that I'm coming and gone, so I'm gonna make the big cry every time that I leave. They see I'm the man, they know it. Greedy, so awesome, I feel like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, you know I'm a boxer. Can't trust that bitch, she's a thought. They throwing her ass on the bar. Taking these shots, we gon' get gnarly. Fucking that bitch like Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey. Shaking that pussy like Lottie Dottie, Lottie Dottie. Now we in the field, about to get active. Walk down the street and we taking your necklace. My life is hard, just like an erection. Like the little chokers, I won the election. Money attracting, so I do not stress it. Switching the plan, so I change the direction. Step on my side, just for protection. Busting that bitch and I ain't never guessing. Can't never trust no man. Niggas that say he late and turn around and stay in the back. Stay with the cheek cause these niggas be ready. Keep his neck close so I know where they at. Let's get it. Bitch ain't no fool to me. 100K all of my jewelry. Fuck your ex bitch cause she new to me. I'm in the noise, so you know I fuck with her sex in the Florida league. Fucking that bitch from Florida, but I'm in a bitch in that land like a Georgia P. You know that I'm coming and going, so I'm gonna make the big cry every time that I leave. They see I'm the man, they know it. Greedy, so awesome, I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Alright, bro. Yuck. That was kind of nasty, though.
I don't want to put a hat on.
Alright. Well, we started the podcast. Elgin is gonna introduce the podcast.
Welcome back to Joe Central.
Episode 13. That man gonna put a hat on real quick. Hopefully it looks like it. Check the bubble on the camera real quick. See if it's in between the two black lines. It's behind. It's on a stand under it on the back.
Between two black.
The little bubble, you know, like it's like under the camera. You see what I'm saying? Like a measuring. Okay, cool. It just looked weird from where I'm sitting. Dude, one day I'm gonna have a fucking somebody who does the video, bro. That would be dope.
Bro, we gonna get there.
Hey, bro, who wants to do it?
We taking apps now.
Yeah, for an intern.
Good. You gonna get paid too. We're gonna pay you in gum.
Okay. You can have sunflower seeds.
And Trident.
We could pay you in knowledge, honestly.
Right.
You should.
If you hang around us, you gonna learn.
You should be happy to be anywhere near us.
That's what I'm saying. Doing big things, right?
All you could do is learn.
Right. You better be a sponge if you come around us. SpongeBob type shit. No Squidward shit.
Yeah, cause dude, I would hate to work with Squidward, son.
Bro, I got so many people I know like Squidward, bro. I just want to stay away from them, bro.
Stay away from the Squidwards, bro. But kind of stay away from the SpongeBobs and the Patricks too. You know who we should chill with? Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, chill with the Mr. Krabs, bro. Because they know what to do,
all
bro.
All he think about is the money, son.
All they care about is getting to the bag. Ain't worrying about all that other stuff. Like, straight business, bro.
That man sold SpongeBob's soul to the Flying Dutchman.
This dude sold his daughter
for 62 cents.
I need to hang around people like that, bro.
Bro, if you could just sell your partner like that, that's such a stupid investment, though. SpongeBob is the cook.
Yes, bro. He gonna make way more than 62 cents for you, bro. You tripping.
But the money was there, so he had to take it. And then Squidward was.
But then he went and got him back, so it's like he really finessed them, bro.
I get if he knew that he was gonna give him back. Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
He had to know, son.
You gotta
Mr.
know.
Krabs, bro.
Yeah.
He already got a bigger plan.
Mr. Krabs the only one that could deal with SpongeBob, bro.
Right.
Because nobody could really deal with SpongeBob, son. That
Mr.
man
Krabs
is
an
annoying.
OG. He had to deal with school and SpongeBob on the same shift every day.
Who hired them?
Him, he did.
Dude, they hate each other and they're both annoying as
Bruh,
fuck.
They had 3 people working in the whole store every day, son, going crazy.
Dude, SpongeBob be throwing Krabby Patties through the window.
Imagine how much
and they
they
be landing
making,
on the
son.
table.
They making guap. SpongeBob
Bro,
making a nickel a day.
That's... If you could hire a line cook that could just throw the burgers onto the table from the kitchen, and you don't need a server or nothing like that.
You just need somebody to stand there and take orders, whether they happy or mad.
Dude, I don't even think... Have you ever seen Squidward take a order, though? He just be
Oh yeah, I
standing
did.
there.
One of us on. He'd be mad. He'd be pissed the whole time. The people be like, "What's going on with you?"
Yeah, you know them Krabby Patties good, too.
But
Cause
SpongeBob really be taking the order because he can overhear the person ordering it.
yeah,
So he'll
he just look over in the window
What you
while they
mean?
ordering, and then it's already made by the time they done.
Dude,
That's why I always wanted to go to the Krusty Krab, bro.
service.
Excellent service. Fucking... Apparently them shits is crack.
Right.
I don't know.
Because
They be acting
Plankton
like
was
it's
trying
crack.
to finesse them for years.
Bro,
Still
how
couldn't
could
do
you
it.
not just figure out what that shit is?
Bro, come on, son. He was right next door, so you can't find out what they doing.
You can't just order
After
one and
20
bring it
years,
back.
bro.
Bro, you can't come up with some recipe that is just
Similar
and probably just a little cheaper, you know? It'd be,
Plankton was a
could've done a lot
bad
of
businessman, bro.
Plankton suck.
He was horrible, bro.
Well, that was our SpongeBob breakdown. Thank you for listening to the podcast, episode 13. See y'all later. Psych.
We just getting started, man. So let me go ahead and just let y'all know, man. I think the camera over with, man. I think
Let them know. Give me your court testimony, bro.
so. So on my way to a family gathering in Marksville, Louisiana, for my uncle. Mm-hmm. All the family coming down, 4th of July, cookout, spend the night, brunch the next morning. So I'm driving
Sound
over
like a
there
great
from
time.
Gonzales.
Would hate to see somebody getting away with that.
I'm smack dab in the middle between Gonzales and Marksville. It's about a 2-hour drive, so I'm an hour into it. I'm at a red light, chilling peacefully, about to make a left turn, headed to the highway to get to Marksville.
Now, the worst place you could get stopped, you could get in an accident.
It's right in the middle.
Perfectly in the middle.
I was exactly in the middle, bro.
Destinations you would come in and go
Exactly in the
into.
middle, bro. Like, it was destined. And then something told me before I leave to pack an overnight bag. I didn't plan on staying, but it was like, something was like, bro, just pack a bag just in case you end up staying.
I pack an overnight bag.
Chilling at the red light, about to make the left turn. There's a, 2003 GMC Sierra in front of me. We both just chill at the red light. All of a sudden,
You knew it was a 2000.
all of a sudden, I see the reverse lights come on. I'm like, whoa, what they about to do?
I
We in the
probably-
middle of the street, bro.
I probably still wouldn't back up. I'd be
I
like,
was
oh, they
like,
just
what they
changing
doing?
gears or whatever.
And then she just hits the gas, bro, and just starts backing up. Boom, bro. And like the little ball joint on the back of the car. I don't know what that is. It protected her truck, so she has 0 damage at all. Like nothing's wrong with her truck.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like nothing's wrong with her truck. My shit is total.
Dog, if I could show... I'm about to show the camera these pictures real quick. Pardon me while I get up.
Bro.
Holy fuck. So the back of the truck was unscathed.
Dude, her truck has nothing wrong with it.
Bro.
The little joint on the back was intact. Nothing didn't fall. The bumper didn't get hit. Didn't even get touched.
You know what? I'm going to just put it on the video.
But that's how I usually go, bro. Like the person who don't deserve the damage get all the damage, bro.
Dude, and then so what? What was the explanation? Like, what? First off, before
I ain't even telling the best part
Don't
of the
tell me.
story.
Don't tell me what she's gonna tell the lawyers or whatever. Tell me what she said to you when y'all got out the damn car.
She couldn't really say nothing, bro, because I got out of the car. Because she was just sitting there. She was just still in the truck, just in the truck. I got out the truck. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, what you doing? She opened her door. She like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. And then she started doing sign language, bro. So I'm like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, oh, is she deaf? So this lady is deaf, bro, driving. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to her. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just call the police. I was like, I'm gonna call 911. She was like, all right, yeah. She was like, let's pull over to the side or whatever. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and go to the side. So we go to the side. I'm like, I ain't even gonna be mad no more. I'm just calm down because, you know, she an older woman. She deaf.
Yeah.
You feel me? I ain't even about to turn up like that because she can't even hear me anyway. So why would I even turn up?
That's
so
good.
so we call the police. Police get there. It obviously looked like I done rear-ended her, bro. So, like, I'm just like, damn, she deaf, so she can't really explain to them what happened. So I got to try to say what happened, and they not going to believe me because they're going to be like, bro, like,
that's what
you trying to tell me she went in reverse?
Yeah.
So, bro, she did the most gangster shit I ever seen, bro. As soon as the police walked up, she was like, hey, I back up.
Now, we're not making fun of deaf people.
No, I'm not making fun of her. This how it sounded.
Just
like,
before
it's just facts.
Yeah,
she
you
was
just
like,
gotta do it.
She was like, I revert back him. I didn't see him. My fault. I was like, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, okay with it. I was like,
write that down.
I was like, thank you.
My fault.
I had to look up how to do thank you in sign language. And you hear me? I was like, yeah, thank you.
No, that's some G shit.
I was like, bro. So in the police report, it's her
people
fault.
that can talk can't even say that
I
shit.
called her insurance. They were like, we gonna get you in a rental car. We gonna get all that handled. Boom. We already know it's her fault. Boom, whoop, scoop.
Damn, so you didn't really get like a good explanation on like what she was like.
I
want to know what she was thinking.
I couldn't, bro, because she couldn't really tell. She couldn't really tell me something.
Like I wanted to hear the excuse.
She would have had to type it out.
Man. Cause that's crazy. I guess she dead ass just thought she was in drive.
Right.
Did the light just turn green or something and
No,
it was time to go forward?
It was still red. I think like she was a little bit over the white line, like slightly, but like she wasn't that far in front of it for her to be trying to go in reverse. Like she was probably like right even with it. So she probably was like, I'm in the middle of the street, but she wasn't.
What if she was just backing up?
She was trying to
she
back
didn't
up.
think somebody was behind.
Right. She was like, I didn't see him. She was like, I didn't see him.
Oh.
And she went full speed back. I'm like, but you should have just not even did it, like, because you wasn't even in the middle of the street.
If your car in reverse and you're not on the gas, it still backs up, right? Does it automatically?
I think it still back up.
Because I can't even
but
think
she
about
had
what I do.
You could tell, like, it was not moving, and all of a sudden it was just going back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, to drive, you don't have to hit the gas, so I figure you could just coast
ease back. Yeah, because even if she would have eased back, it would have fucked my bumper up, but it wouldn't have messed like my hood. My hood was like up to like the windshield.
That shit was loud.
Yeah, it hurt, bro. My whole car was like shaking. Like she was about to go through my shit.
Were you like?
I thought the glass was gonna break in the windshield and like get on me.
Cause I ain't never been hit that hard. I've never hit anybody that hard. Is it scary?
I mean, I wasn't really scared because I was just like, I was like, I can't do nothing about this. Like I had to watch it all happen. Like I couldn't even swerve because I'm stopped. And there's a car behind me, so it's like
you saw it coming and you just put both hands down and just.
I was like, bro. I was about to say stop, but then I was just like, boom. I was just
kind of braced.
Yeah, I just kind of was just like just let it happen.
Just take this real quick.
Yeah, like let's just see. All right. Then I was just like, all right, now what we do now? So I was just like, I guess I gotta go talk to him.
Dude, I feel like I would have been yelling and being like, I would have been frantic. Like,
I was just like, no, and then I was just like,
no, no.
Yeah, I was like, no,
I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen right now.
Like, just stop.
Well, what is no? Please.
That's when you really can't control that. You said no. Yeah, it was funny, bro. It was low key funny, bro. I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, no, I was joked when I came in. I was walking up in here, setting up the equipment and everything for the podcast. This man said, yeah, so he was talking to the insurance girl, I guess. Yeah, so okay, so what happened was I was parked behind this car and just started going in reverse, and it hit me.
I don't know how else to explain what happened, bro.
That's when I looked at you. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Bro, she could have finessed it and like lied, and people would have believed her.
Yeah, because in the yeah, I mean, and you kind of got a little bit of a advantage there if you wanna claim that because you're deaf. You know, they're not gonna be. Because the less you can say,
right, the better.
The less you are capable of speaking, you know, when it comes to police, like the less they can pin on you and say that, you know, this, that. So all she has to say is,
She didn't have to say nothing.
I didn't do anything. That's all she had to say. And that would have been, I don't know, you probably would have caught that.
I would have been dicked out.
And that's the shit, bro. Do people do that? Because like there's gotta be a better way of knowing how a wreck happens. You know, I think about it a lot of times.
Get like a camera, bro.
I get so freaked out over wrecks and shit like that because I know like mostly what I'm doing is right, and like if this were to happen right now, they would still have a case against me if they wanted to claim like it wasn't their fault, and then probably we would settle on both of our insurances cover ourselves, and nobody wants. I don't want my fucking insurance to go up.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that could happen on the road where there's no way to tell who was in the wrong and who was in the right. I think of that shit all the time. That's why I just don't take no chances.
Somebody's with you and there's a witness. If there's a witness, that would be the only thing.
Yeah, but I'm not taking no shit from somebody's passenger. I mean, if they were in a car with you, they're not gonna.
I'm saying like if there was like somebody like else like that. Stage and like, yeah, this is what happened.
Or somebody like on the road.
Yeah,
like on the
somebody.
side.
If I see an accident, bro, I'm gonna stop and wait for the police, and I'm gonna tell them what really happened. So, if the person tries to lie,
I'm like,
if I got time,
that's what I'm saying. Unless I'm like busy. Or
usually,
something.
if I'm in a car, I ain't got time, bro.
And if I'm walking down the street, I definitely ain't got time. Because what the fuck am I doing? I'm not just strolling around. I'm not 80.
I ain't waiting for somebody in an accident to be the middleman. To go see
I'm not 75.
Yeah, man, I saw it all happen. She went this way, he went back. He was like, "Oh man, hold up, no," and then she just kept going back right into him, man.
Yeah, bro.
They probably wouldn't even believe it.
One time, I was outside. I was outside in the parking lot somewhere, and I witnessed a wreck, and I still didn't know what happened, cause I wasn't. I saw everything, and I have no idea what happened.
Whoa, shit happened too fast.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Shit happens.
I still ain't.
No, and it was bad too. It was some. I can't even tell you what happened, but
it was bad.
It was this fucking wreck. It was like somebody was making a U-turn or something and hit somebody.
Yeah, you can't be the first to the mediator, son.
Somebody was doing something, and then they was there, and then I heard it. It just made a loud noise. That's all I know. And then I looked at it, and there was both of them.
Take a back, excuse me, man. Please take a step back.
Yeah, we'll deal with this. Thank you.
Go home.
Thank you. Just writing nothing on the notebook. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
We
you.
got it. We won't need anything else from you.
But yeah, no, for real, because I'm not paying attention to every car on the fucking road. I'm just walking, and then boom, and then it done already happened.
Right. But
I was just like,
saw a record, I still ain't know what happened.
Bruh, you can't take witness testimony for shit in court.
You can't take
because I'll let you know if I'm a witness. Look, trust me, if you got me on the stand witnessing anything, what I'm saying is false. All right, and and not on purpose.
There's little bit of false.
I just literally have no idea what the fuck just happened because I'm not worried about what's going on like that. Please explain to me in what scenario, the grocery store. Walking in and out the gym, maybe running or something like that. I'm not looking around at what everybody's doing.
No, bro. I'm just handling my business.
If something happens, something would have already have to happen before I even pull out a camera, before I look at it myself, before anything. So I'm already starting at like the middle of the story, if that.
Exactly.
So witness testimony is literally the biggest bullshit that you can ever have in court.
Unless they really saw everything, like
unless they were with somebody and was
like
involved,
really watching y'all, like,
and if you was
weird,
and if you watching and then you're sort of involved and you're sort of kind of
an accomplice at that point,
you're kind of complicit and now you might want to just run away because you don't want to be incriminated at all in this situation.
You don't want to be a conflict of interest,
Fuck
nothing like that.
Witness testimony. That shit is not real. And people still just say shit. Even when they know, they still be lying. Man,
That's
fuck
true.
court.
Court is horrible.
Like, it's a bunch of people who have no idea what happened.
They're trying to make a decision on somebody else's future, like, but nobody in the room was there.
What is that?
But the person.
And both have way different stories. Literally the opposite.
Well, we're gonna have to go with his story. It sounds the most believable, so we wasn't there, so we don't know.
Bro, Ted Bundy was able to, like, how many trials did he have?
Shit.
If you can,
It was like 5 hours here.
if like Ted Bundy, he should have never had a trial.
Right.
Should have never even had a trial. And they had to put up with him in trial for so long just because he was good at the shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you're good at court, it almost like takes away from the whole like it's fucked up that somebody can afford a better lawyer than you. And therefore, what they did in real life is more true because their lawyer is more powerful.
Yep.
Like, dude, if we want to talk about reform, we need to reform everything. Every fucking thing, dude. There's no way to really get to the bottom of anything. I guess you'd have to have, like, you know, a full surveillance state. Or just everybody fend for themselves.
That's how China is. They got surveillance everywhere.
But you wouldn't want that, huh?
I wouldn't want that, bro. They have surveillance for, like, if you get caught jaywalking, the camera can do Face ID on you
And just send you
and
a bill.
they'll mark it on you. Yeah, they'll just mark it on your personal credit. They have personal credit scores. Like, you know, we have like financial credit scores.
Yeah. It's like a Black
And when
Mirror
you walk into a
episode.
building, your credit score is known by like everybody who works in that building. So like, they'll know if you're a good person, bad person. Like,
Yeah, it's like
they'll
Black-
have all your information.
It's like Black Mirror.
Yeah,
Dude, all Black Mirror is China with white people as the actors.
they're taking all their concepts and just bringing them to the U.S. or bring it to ours.
Because China's been doing shit, and they're pretty closed doors about everything that happens. They pretty much
They don't give information.
they're the gatekeepers of what goes in and out of their own internet, which is crazy.
That's not right.
Like, we really think we know what's going on in the world, but a country like China, they can not tell you what's going on in the streets of their own country.
Right.
Not like behind closed doors or underground. In the streets. Something happens in the streets on camera,
You'll
and
never
you
know.
don't find out about it because their government is so high tech. That's another big problem with our government. I don't know if I'm cool with like full surveillance and everything like that. I'm not into all of that. But our government is so low tech.
Yeah,
To the point where, like, you know,
I think it's like that on purpose though.
I don't know, like, you know, to say on purpose, it's more of a, you'd kind of implying some intent, you know what I mean? Like a purpose.
I think it's intended to not be high tech, just so we won't get to a point where they're in too much control, or we feel like they're in too much control, or maybe they have some control that we aren't aware of.
But also there's just so much dirty, corrupt shit happening in every court system, in every police department, in every just governing body. There's so much corruption that allowing it to raise the level of tech involved and to progress, it would fucking incriminate so many people.
Right.
Because a
it
lot
would
of
actually
people
expose them.
it would
in the
expose
long run.
it would expose the lawmaker that votes on the higher tech, you know, whatever.
Because then they'll be able to be traced. And
I think that's why our government is just so just decades behind, bro. Because decades ago, people started doing dirty shit. I don't know,
Because
decades.
picture if they had China's high tech, you know, facilities and things, and Donald Trump election, all the stuff that was going on there, they could track all of that and really bring that to light easily if they had all the stuff in place.
And that's a big fucking problem, though. Because like, if you just give the government the power of technology, I think that's really where the state of our country is right now, is that the government has power because of the past, because of what went on in the past, and who became, who got in power, and who, let their bloodline, go into power as well. And then they elect who they like. They elect their friends. They make sure everybody gets in. And, we've been in a process of like a cultural revolution for a very long time because of the power of the internet, because of the technology that we've developed. That's our power over our own government, because we're able to connect to each other and not be suppressed by our local governments.
Right.
And so I think if you gave the government the same fucking tech as as China and other countries like that, that would be one less power that we have over the government.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like a checks and balances thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution to all that would be, but we have to, we do have to be ready.
I was gonna say maybe if like the data that was being collected was like from like a third party that wasn't government or
but then that's privately owned,
Yeah,
and that's
that's what I'm saying.
that's
That would be
basically a
even-
corporation.
that'd be even worse, yeah.
And then when you're privately owned and powerful,
Right.
people are still gonna message your phone in the government saying,
Exactly.
"Hey, if
Yeah.
you want all of this, you're gonna give up. You're gonna make this trade
They
with
gonna
me."
pay you, yeah.
So the third party, that already happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's the craziest thing, and I think that's why like a lot of
no
people.
answer to that.
I think that's why a lot of people are
as long
freaked
as
out.
humans are in charge of it, there's really no answer because you can taint a human.
Yeah.
You can taint a computer too. You can hack it. So
Yeah, that's why I just think the only solution is to create better systems.
Right.
Because systems that humans have to abide by,
Right.
systems that don't allow for
Any
the evil
fraudulent- yeah.
inside of a human to be able to be released onto anyone else. It's fucking dude, it's so sick. The amount of shit, bro. Like the one I really cringe. Like I really have a hard time moving on the next 10 minutes of my life whenever I get reminded about like the sex trafficking
Right.
dungeons and all the shit, like the Epstein thing. Bro, I tried to watch that documentary. Did you try to watch it?
Nah, I can't.
I got a couple
Watch stuff like that.
the R. Kelly thing was at least kind of interesting, and it pulled me in because it's like, okay, I'm a fan of this dude, but Epstein is just a fucking rich white guy, not interesting to begin with. The only interesting thing about him
Is that
to
he got
people
caught up in this stuff.
is that he was doing the most evil shit I've ever heard of. I'd rather see somebody's heads get chopped off, man, because the
That's
shit
people's
that
kids, bro.
people's kids that just got stolen, don't know where the fuck they are.
And you really don't be hearing nothing about it until it's like really deep into it. Like
Yeah, and then the damage is done once you fucking
Right.
hear about it. That's the biggest issue. Like, you cover it up while it's happening, and then once it's all done and the person is in
It's
jail
too
and
late.
dead, here's everything. Here, take it all,
but
everybody.
you can't find the kids. You ain't gonna find nobody.
Can't do nothing about it.
They
Damage
gone.
is done. Damage is done. They already don't want to talk about it.
Right.
They already are fucking traumatized. And so I was watching that documentary. I watched the first episode, sick to my stomach. I was going to click to the next one. And I realized I'm not enjoying this. That's how I feel about horror movies and everything.
Bro, I gotta watch like what I take into my eyes and like the shit that I listen to, bro, because it can affect like your inner peace, bro.
And let me stop you right
For
there.
real.
You are not the only one. That's every person.
Right.
I don't think people have a conscious, and I don't mean nobody. I mean a lot of people do, but I don't think enough people make sure that they don't point their eyes and ears at bad shit like that.
Right.
I don't know. Always from a small kid, I've had like a real like philosophical issue with like horror movies since I was a kid. I mean, I didn't like hate people for watching them or chastise people or look at them differently or whatever. I knew it was normal, so I didn't think nothing of it.
Right. It's not nothing illegal. It's not nothing that people say you shouldn't do.
You can go to a movie. It's
Right.
all It's all pretend anyway. But
I feel like people do it because like it feels good in the moment to watch stuff like that, bro. Like it's like eating junk food or something like that. Like it feels good for that time that you're doing it, but then when you're done, you're like, fuck, like why did I eat all that? Or, why did I do all that?
I have no sympathy for a person who watches murder documentaries and horror movies and just disgusting shit. Cause at the end of the day, it's disgusting. Right. Let's not play around with it. It's fucking gross that you're sitting here listening to this. Well, it's not gross that you're doing it. It's gross that the shit you're watching is gross. And you go to sleep that night and be like, hey, I'm scared. Good job. You chose to click on that shit. Stuff, yeah, what do you think? And they know why. Oh, I watched this and this. Why?
But then some people are like, I'm watching it because I want to be informed or I want to know what's really going on in the world. But stuff like that, like fear of missing out on information and things like that. But
then do it once a week. Cause when you go to if we're talking about school, and all you need to know, all you really need to know is all learned within like 5 episodes of that shit. You know what I mean? You don't need to tune in every day. You don't need to watch 3 episodes a day. And I don't really fault the companies for doing it, like the companies that do that shit, because look, man, murder is happening at whatever rate it's happening every single day. It's basically free content. You're just reading information out to people. I'm basically talking about like murder podcasts. Yeah. The shows take it up another level and show pictures and videos. Mm-hmm. Cool. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to watch what you consume. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if people
don't... You can't fault the person who's giving the information because he's not forcing anyone to listen to him. He's just giving out information.
Yeah, they just looking for $1. Right. But if you choose to watch that shit and it like fucks with your psyche and it turns like, who knows what it's doing to you? Right. I know as somebody who doesn't tune into that shit, whenever I watch it, I just have a bad rest of my day.
Yeah. Or like I get a strange feeling like in my gut, or like it'll just start feeling like a little weird. I don't know. I feel a little off. I don't know.
Yeah, like it just, I don't like to be reminded. I know humanity is sick, and I don't like to be reminded of how sick it is. You know, I think as far as, at least with our media and the amount of sick shit that is thrown on us every day because it's, you know, it grabs attention. I think what you need to do is go out and search for better forms of medium that kind of will probably raise your spirits higher. Like, you know, I don't know, dude. Like, fucking like metal music. It's like, does that put you in a good mood? And if it does,
it's like it's gotta make you angry to some extent, or make not angry, but like just restless or something.
And look, I'll apply that same shit to rap. Mm-hmm. You know, I think as I get older, the aggression in me is kind of fading away. I would feel like, or at least I want it to. Like I consciously try to take my aggression out of myself, because you know it was funner when I was a kid. Now I got like things that suffer if I got a job and a girlfriend and I need my bills to be paid. All that aggression and just bad energy, it doesn't sit well with my lifestyle. Right. So I would rather just choose away from it whenever I can, you know, and then make sure that I get all of that out, like at the gym or something.
Exactly. Like taking that energy, that same energy, and putting it towards something positive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then that's what I mean, like the gym. Yeah. Like, you know, that aggression. That's pretty much the only place where aggression is
positive. Or like take a boxing class or something like.
Dude, I want to do that. Yeah. But then you really be hurting somebody. But I mean, it's all.
But y'all are both in the ring and y'all both know what's going on. Y'all protected with gloves and shit.
How do you feel about CTE? Did we talk about
CTE?
this before on the podcast?
CTE, what's that?
Concussive trauma,
Exams?
and then the E is something. See, it's just basically the the chronic disease of someone
like a
who-
boxer, like Muhammad Ali.
yeah, a boxer
Yeah.
or a football player.
I mean,
What do you
I feel
think
like
we
it's,
should
it's
do?
definitely real. I mean, it's something that we should definitely monitor and try to prevent in every athlete who is involved with like head-on-head collisions or like just anything that involves with them getting hit.
Do you think
continuously.
boxing should be a thing of the past?
I feel like boxing should exist, but I feel like the treatment back in the day when Muhammad Ali and them was fighting and now is so much better that you should have an age to where or an amount of fights because we could track the amount of punches that a fighter takes, right? We should track the amount of hits that they take to the head, and maybe once you get to a certain limit, you should get cut off for a while and like get tested for something.
Yeah.
And as long as like they don't have anything that's alarming, then you should be allowed to keep fighting. That's the way that they feed their family, bro. So I don't
Yeah.
want to say you can't fight,
Yeah. But I think also maybe what is more important is probably knowledge. How many people get into football and get into boxing and get into martial arts and I don't know, any other sort of fucking sport that makes you hit your head a million times. How much do the players actually get briefed about this information? Do they even know?
They have to know.
How much do they know? Because first off,
they probably don't know the details.
you're not gonna,
Yeah.
as the player, you're not gonna feel the effects
Right.
because it's like a frog in boiling water.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus you're not getting smarter over the years.
Right.
It's damaging you over the years. So you literally become less and less aware of your own psyche while it's taking this damage.
Right.
And you should definitely be way more aware. I think maybe, because we don't do that for any occupation, honestly. Like really discuss the dangers, because then they wouldn't want to do it. A lot of people wouldn't want to do it, but that's good. Because the people who sign up for that shit, some people want to be martyrs. Some people don't give a fuck about their head. Some people don't give a fuck about their body or what they do with it, and they have every right to do that.
Did you hear that quote from that football player?
Who?
He was like, if I can't remember my grandkid's name at the end of the game, then I didn't play hard enough. This was a football player. I think he played defensive line for like the Redskins or something like that.
That sounds like a person that knows what is happening.
He knows what's going on. He just
and is
doesn't
okay
care.
with it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Right.
You have every right to live the life however you want to live it, but don't sell someone empty promises.
Right.
Don't sell someone on this lifestyle and then fucking like Aaron Hernandez take your hands off the situation when he goes crazy
Right.
and say, oh, that's all him, I don't know what's going on. Nobody in the league, or probably his even little league, or his own father, or anybody, I don't imagine that they tell this fucking cash cow. They're not gonna tell the cash cow, hey, look what you're doing. You're not gonna tell the cow, hey, yo, yeah, every time we take milk out of you, man, that takes a year off your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna tell that to the cow because he's not gonna want to do it.
Right.
But if he does want to do it, so be it. But don't, I just think it's sad when people don't know that their mind is, that they don't know that they're breaking down.
I think that they know now because like they had like a big initiative that they upgraded the helmets and all, and like they briefed the players on like the things that were going on, like the research that was done with the concussions and stuff. But I know like that was like a movie in 2013, 2014.
I think it's slowly coming to light by way of force. But the problem is that the people in the organization, the NFL, would love to suppress that information.
Right.
That's a problem. If you want to, just the effort of suppressing information that is, it's basically every other business has to do this. Every other business has to make sure that their people are taken care of. make sure the employees are healthy. If they're, you could sue a company for not telling you that there was a gas leak in the next room and you suffered whatever because of it. It's their responsibility. Who was it recently that said something about football is not a career? Do you remember? Did you hear about that?
No.
You didn't hear about it? Football. I'm about to Google it.
Who said that?
Somebody
It was like
big,
somebody who didn't play?
big profile said football is not a career.
Like one of the players, or was it like just somebody outside of?
No, it was somebody. It's not a career. Football is not a.
I remember that.
This might be it right here. Oh, shit. No, it's in 2014. I'm about to search. Something Edwards. What's his name? Herm Edwards. But that wasn't the guy I heard about recently. Football. I think Kirk had commented on it. I think that's why football is not.
How's it not a career though?
Not a career. The biggest robbery in my career. Is that his? Man. Whatever. I don't know. Somebody big in the. It was fucking big news that this person said that. I think it was an old player. I don't know. I guess the only argument you can make to football not being a career, like, and we just talking semantics at this point, like, I don't think, maybe technically football is not the career if you're only doing it to, like, what is the average age of retirement in the career?
I think they said 3 years for football players.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a career in that.
Then.
But I mean, like,
it can be.
Just for example, like if you're a rapper for 3 years and then you're a executive A&R for the next 30, your music is still your career. So if you're a football player for like 5 years and then you go into like coaching or something else, I guess that person was probably trying to say that the sport itself, like on the field, is not a career, because I can see where you can make that argument because it's so short.
You got general managers and owners, that's careers. All right.
Like something you can do until you feel like retiring, until you just can't work no more.
He had to be meaning like just the playing football is not a career.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because football is definitely a career. Fucking ex Bill Belichick, boy. That boy said, okay, I don't want a career then.
I mean, do you agree with that? Do you agree with that statement?
Depends on what they're talking about. I mean, words are words. What they meant, what the person meant, is probably more important than just saying I agree with the words or not. I mean, I would disagree because some people do play very long, and I mean, depends on what your definition of a career is. I think my definition of a career is probably just something longer term than the act of actually playing the sport. But I mean, if you're gonna be in football some way or another, then that's not true.
Yeah, I don't know what they meant either, but if they meant is football being a football player is not a career, if that's what they meant, then I would have to low key agree with that.
Yeah, kind of. Depends.
Just because
it really does depend. Because how long was Brett Favre?
How long can you play?
Brett Favre. I mean, a quarterback can make it a career.
Right.
Probably a quarterback can
certain
go
positions
into the
with,
40s.
Like running back, that's not a career.
You could
Unless
be. You could
Adrian
probably be
Peterson.
a 60-year-old kicker, bro.
Yeah.
You could probably be 60 and be a kicker.
Running back, you only gonna last like 2 years, most of them.
Right. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, do they know what they're getting into? Do they know that their career is only going to be 3 years?
I think they just like playing.
Mm-hmm. People
you
don't
know
talk
that a lot of people make money from it.
Yeah, you don't really talk about it much.
Right.
And then you're just like, from the day you're born. I mean, if your dad is like a fucking football player or something like that, he's gonna be like,
you're playing football.
You're gonna play, and you're gonna make millions on millions. So why would you ever stop?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
why would you do anything?
And nobody's gonna sit there and explain to you why it's a bad idea, because as an athlete, everybody and the generation above you is placing bets on you.
Exactly.
Your dad, your dad's friends, your uncle. You know, how many times when you were a kid, you go to a family function, every man at the place is asking you what's the last home run you hit.
Yeah.
You know, what you doing on the field. They don't ask not much from you besides what you're doing in baseball. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that goes for every sport. When you find out you got an athlete in the family, everybody's kind of placing bets, especially in a family that don't come from much.
Right.
They all just like, oh, why would, like, that's almost blasphemy to tell a poor family who could probably make millions off this kid
Like
and
tell him that he don't need to be doing that.
Yeah,
that'd be wrong.
Yeah, if somebody told him that it would be like, what the fuck what are you doing?
But that'll be reality though, because
yeah.
they just gonna keep going through that same cycle of not making it to where they thought they was gonna get.
Yeah,
they
that's why
be
it's
stuck
tricky.
in the same position.
That's why that's just tricky, bro. I don't know. I think knowledge is power though, and I think as an adult, if you know what you're getting yourself into, you have every right to go fucking do it. As long as they know. But don't lie to somebody and pretend like it's not what it is. Anyway, you ready to talk about?
Take a little break.
All right, we're going to take a little break. Be right back. You won't even notice it. Yeah, that weak-ass movie. And then his part was just like a regular as fuck. He was just, anybody could have played that role.
I could have did.
He was just like, yeah. And he was like, see, now that's acting. Boy had 2 lines.
Teachers really be having underlying issues, bro.
Bro, you could, and then they don't even care who they hire, bro. You're gonna teach somebody who had 2 lines in front of a camera
To be your acting.
That's gonna be the acting teacher for a magnet school that you have to test to get in. Y'all figure out who I'm talking about.
Y'all ready? Oh, we back on?
Oh, we back on.
We back on.
Told y'all wasn't gonna notice it.
So, we're about to move into the music segment of our podcast. Okay. So today, the topic is who had the hottest album or the hottest streak in the games thus far in the last year? Roddy Ricch or Lil Baby?
Are those the only 2 possible candidates for that category?
Who else can actually debate?
So from July 2019 to now,
Who had the hottest streak within that year?
I'm just making sure it's either Lil Baby or Roddy Ricch. Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is. I can't think of nobody else.
You know, and no shade, I would say Meg Thee Stallion, but I don't think people are really listening to the whole album.
Yeah, I don't think guys are really into it.
Meg Thee Stallion has the hottest songs in the world right now, and let's not get that fucked up. But it's like 5 of them.
Right.
Let's when we talk about rap, we're gonna be talking about people who were listening to the whole albums of.
Right.
Look, and just because you listen to the whole album does not mean that a lot of people are. You know what I mean? Anyway, Lil Baby versus Roddy Ricch. Who had the hottest year?
Who had the hottest streak of time where like you feel like their peak really? I feel like Lil Baby is still peaking. So I feel like he's hitting his peak. I feel for this year at least.
But I think time's up. I think he's at his peak, and he will have a lot of longevity. But I do not think that Lil Baby's peak, at least in this past year, he can. In 2022, he might do some wild shit. But 2019 to 2020 in July, I'm gonna say Roddy Ricch, bro.
Dang.
With one song, bro. With just one fucking song.
Is it that song that go?
Hate that song, bro.
That be hard, son.
Dude, the box got so fucking annoying, bro. You don't work in a restaurant that plays the music off the radio. You don't. Every song that plays on the radio, I hate because they play it at my job and I gotta hear it every day. Play. And everybody sings it together in the kitchen. Gosh. It's lame as fuck.
With their mask on, I hope.
Oh, this was before Corona.
Oh,
the good old days.
He said back in the old days.
Back in the good old days when we could
Live.
open our mouths,
Without worrying.
breathe. But
nah, man, I gotta give it to Lil Baby, bro. Just the impact he been having, bro. Cause like the lyrics that he be spitting be on some like grown man, like it's he on a different tip. Like
Lil Baby took me back, and we didn't talk about Bigger Than Life.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about that on the last podcast, and I fucking on the way home I was like, fuck. But
he was spitting some facts on it, right?
How do you make a song that socially relevant and say so much facts and it be hard? And it's not even in a preachy way. It's just in a flowing like. But even when like say J. Cole, for example, when he makes a very socially conscious song, it's like conscious. It sounds conscious, it's right? Conscious.
But the Baby, it was like, whoa, is this like a dance song? Is this a turn up song? Or
you almost feel bad for dancing about it.
But it's like,
because he's like,
we might as well start here.
Killing us in the streets for no reason.
God is the only man I fear. Like, son.
And the message is great, and I think that's very important, and I'm all for conscious, however you want to do it. But I think the shit, if you can make a earworm, if you can make a good earworm song that'll just play in your head because it's socially conscious, socially relevant, and is relevant to the times of the music that we in right now. This song is like we could look back on it 20 years from now and then like use it as a marker for where we were in our country at the time. Yep. You can't even say that about most politicians and what they're speaking of right now. You know, I really think the future is in the children. I'm gonna say that to the day that I die, and the easiest string to the children is music. I think children are the most honest people, though. And I'm not calling Lil Baby a child, but the younger generation, you become more of a bullshitter as you grow older. If you don't take the necessary precautions, if you don't take care of your mental the right way and stay keep your vision right and keep true intact. To who you are. Exactly. And who you are is most of the time whoever you were at the age of like 10. You know, I think you develop yourself in a way that works in the world, but the children have the truth. The kids, they know what's going on. You know that a 3-year-old just says what the fuck. You say hey to a 3-year-old, he tells you your whole outfit is ugly or whatever. Just because that's just what it is. There's no ulterior motives. I think that's what that song, Bigger Than Life, seemed like it had no ulterior motive other than just this is how I feel. There was nothing racist in it. It didn't seem forced. It was it didn't seem like it like he wasn't, and I think mostly because he didn't agree with a side at all. No. He sort of he said exactly how he felt. And it seemed like if you have a problem with that sort of song, there's something in there that you're denying because that's all the truth. He was just spitting everything was just factual. Mm-hmm. There was nothing opinionated in the song. I think that's where people need to just stand, okay? I'm sick of all the political people trying to make shit happen because of what they're saying. You could tell people are speaking because they want they want an outcome. Mm-hmm. People are saying certain things that they know is going to create some outcome that's going to better them. I don't see anything he said in that song bettering him as a person. I don't see anything in that song benefiting him as a person or fulfilling any sort of agenda. And hats off. I respect that, like, completely. We don't do enough of that. I feel like that's the only reason why I feel like he is the hottest right now, because he's really the only person who can put those words together in that kind of way to where anybody can listen to it and think that it's a good song or a great song. Because I can't see Roddy Ricch making a song like that.
I can't really see anybody right now in the game making a song that would bop like that and it be like socially conscious, bro.
Yeah, that song is really an anomaly, son. I wonder how that shit came about. Like, and it makes me wonder why more things ain't like that. Cause it clearly doesn't seem very hard.
Bro, no, I'm saying, bro. I mean, I'm not. I ain't been rapping for years, but like, bro, making a song conscious and a bop is hard, bro.
But it looks easy when
like,
it comes to
look at Kendrick. Like, even when Kendrick is one of the greatest rappers, lyricists of all time, and it's hard for him to make conscious music
that's always been
that sound good and make people feel good. Like,
him and J. Cole have always had that sort of like when they get conscious, people start to tune out.
Right.
And it's usually because, and I don't know why you have to. I think Humble was a great example.
Middle Child was a good example too. Middle Child's a bop.
Yeah, I think as a culture we're learning how to make songs that are not like that. But I mean, back in the day, like let's take To Pimp a Butterfly. It was flooded with a lot of songs that were just more thematic. Mm-hmm. They had a theme to them, and it was more like a movie. And it wasn't a very it didn't follow the trends of the music, and I respect that in a way, but if we want the message to get out, you kind of have to give it a little bit of nowadays. You know what I mean? Make it pop.
Make it fun.
Yeah,
make it fun.
Because you can, and I think we're proving to ourselves that we fucking can. Mm-hmm. Like Swimming Pools was one too, but it was masked. That was the thing. Swimming Pools was masked as a drinking song.
It was so hard to really, dissect the message.
I think Swimming Pools is a good example of this because Swimming Pools, when people listen to it, they think it's a drinking song. They think it's a song about, everybody drinks when he says drink. Like it's like a big thing people do. But the song is about alcoholism. The song is about, being taken, and we don't really listen to the words and we kind of just sit on the hook and everything like that. So a song against drinking turned into a drinking song because he kind of had to. You could tell what he did
in a way to where people would like it and listen to it.
It was a song about alcoholism if you decided to look into it. Right. But the thing about Bigger Than Life,
you ain't gotta decide to look into shit.
He says cops killing us for no reason. what else could you?
You ain't gotta look that up. You ain't gotta go on Rap Genius. You ain't gotta do none of that.
Tried and tried again. I even told him please.
Yeah, it's like instead of sneaking it to the people, he actually was like, all right, this is what's going on. This is how I feel.
Just give us the bop. Just let me rock.
It's gonna sound good.
I'll listen to it in the gym every day.
Right.
They don't got nothing to do with lifting weights or nothing, but the song is hard.
The beat hard. And then, everything hard.
And then the lyrics, I think that's very underrated too. Even if you're not really paying attention to the lyrics, they'll stick in your head if you listen to it enough.
Right.
And if the lyrics are important, that's a great thing to do.
So who had the biggest hit?
Roddy Ricch, bro. The Box is the biggest hit of 2020. Still so far. I would still put it above. It definitely goes above anything Lil Baby came out with. None of his songs.
Lil Baby had more solid tracks.
Yeah.
More solid tracks. But as far as like, Roddy Ricch probably had like 2 songs that really like went up, like Ballin', the song that DJ Mustard put on his little album. Everybody loved that song. They
High
still
Fashion
play that.
was pretty big.
High Fashion still big.
But High Fashion sits
at
a
back seat. She wants some Ning. She wants some Gucci.
A lot of those songs sit at the same level of Lil Baby's biggest sons.
Right.
Lil Baby has more of them, and he also doesn't have the box.
Right.
And that's why I would just say, like, for that moment, we talking about, the first half of 2020, Lil Baby solidified that. I mean, Roddy Ricch solidified that. We're going to look back. I think in hindsight, we're going to look back at because you like when you look back at a certain like 6-month period or something like that, you want like a bunch of songs don't come up in your head. You usually just think of one song. So in hindsight, I think we're all gonna look at Roddy Ricch and we're gonna look at the box and be like, oh yeah, that was the song of the year.
That was banging.
That was the song we were listening to. Even though we were listening to a million different songs, that was the song everybody knew at the time. That's the one everybody grandma
I'm trying
was
to think
singing.
of like what song would be like that off a Baby album, and like I feel like it would have to be that
I think it's
we
one.
paid.
I think that's more of a
But like it wasn't that big, but it was hard.
yeah. I think that's
I'm
more
trying
of
to think
a
what would be the song off of that.
fucking probably something to prove or
Oh yeah, something to lose. Yeah, that'd be hard too.
shit. Wait, no, one of these is the one, bruh. Whoa.
That one was cool.
Which one is? What's the biggest song on here? None of them have a star.
Look, We Paid is the is the number one that come up top songs.
Yeah, for now. Let me see.
That's the only song off this album that's in his top.
You
5.
serious?
Yeah.
That's such a. Oh yes, indeed. Yeah, man. I think a lot of Baby's hits
That We
come from
Paid go hard
2018.
though.
A lot of Baby's hits come from 2018 though. Pure Cocaine,
Yeah.
Close Friends.
2018 was his.
2018. If we were talking about
That was his-
2018, we'd
that was
probably
his
give
shit.
it. We'd probably
Yeah.
give it to him.
Cause he was really running that year. Him and Gunna.
I think that album's gonna last longer though.
Oh yeah. It's got a lot of solid tracks, like just solid.
You could
tracks.
listen to the whole album. Look, people don't give enough credit to an album that you could turn on and not have to turn off. You could have some. I ain't eating that much.
I'm like, bro, you tripping?
Go ahead.
But yeah, bro. I'm trying to figure out if Gunna gonna turn up. I mean, this last album Gunna put out was fire, but I don't think he got no banging. He don't be putting out like no nothing that's gonna be like number one. You know?
Gunna don't sound like he trying to.
He just be. He don't need to. He just smooth. Like he's so.
I think he could sit.
His music's so smooth.
He can do exactly what he's doing, and he'll last
Do
a
it for
very long time.
Yeah, I
I
think he
don't
playing
get
it
tired
smart.
of it at
Yeah,
all.
I
I
think he
think-
playing it smart.
A lot of these kids are. A lot of these kids are. I think Roddy Ricch got a great album coming up.
Yeah.
Whatever the next one is, it's gonna be great.
Cause he can make
I
that. He can make that same song over and over again. People gonna listen to it.
Do you
so.
think we're moving out of the era of come and go ass artists?
No.
I-
They still be having them come and go people. That might make like that one hit, like Lil Mosey, that little Blueberry Fago song or whatever. With a big Draco, with a Blueberry Fago.
I don't know what that
Never
is.
heard that? That been hard, but I don't think he gonna be around for long.
Cause I really did think
But like
I
they still be
thought-
having like them little one hit, they be banging.
I really underestimated. Like I think I underestimated Gunna, Baby, and Roddy Ricch. Like
Yeah.
the first time I hear a new I guess I'm just conditioned. The first time I hear a hit from a fucking rap artist, I imagine that they're gonna be here today and they're gonna be gone tomorrow. And I think it's just the way that it's been this whole time. Or I don't know. Like
But I feel like you can tell when it's different because like Roddy's sound was different than all the artists that were out right now. So it was like he got a chance to really start something new. Like Gunna he started the whole like drip thing, the whole smooth flow, like, you know, melodies and shit. And then Lil Baby was just like a real ass nigga on the track, like really coming with some bars, like he was like raw with it, like the way he used to deliver his. Nobody else was really like that.
What caught me was his flow, honestly.
Right, like his flow was so raw and just like vicious, like it was low key like I don't know, it's like it was cutting. Like I
know what you mean. Like every time he would, like I love when Baby is on like the second or third verse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best shit because the song be good, and then Baby can just match any flow and turn it up. He can do that every time. He does it with. He's done it alongside Future, done it alongside Drake.
He just add that energy to the track. I don't know.
And it helps when you really like when a rapper is like speaking the way he speaks and
Like the same way Gunna do on all his features, bro. Cause like Gunna like can make like a song that like might be like too much and then like smooth it out. Like he could change. Only certain artists can like change the mood of a whole song. Like,
Gunna on She Bumped Her Head. You know that song?
yeah.
That is one of the best verses I ever fucking heard, bro.
Smooth.
And I'm not even the biggest fan of that song. The song is kind of goofy to me, but because it was kind of, I felt like Chris Brown shouldn't even made that song in the first place because Chris Brown is on this track saying, my little shorty done bumped her head and I steady be hitting her. And I just feel like that's not something Chris Brown should be saying.
After what he been through. After all he been through.
Exactly. Whipping her. My bad. Steady be hitting her.
I still be hitting him. No, I hope he ain't say that shit. He'd be in big trouble, boy. Lose all his endorsements.
Bro, you can't cancel Chris Brown. They tried to cancel him before cancel culture and it didn't work.
Ooh. Son. So Thug is a pioneer, bro. He created Lil Baby and Gunna. Those are his children.
Oh, and we're not gonna forget that.
But people be trying to be like I saw like a little Twitter post. There was like
People could suck
one of them
dick.
gotta go, and it was like Thug, Gunna, and Lil Baby, bro.
If you pick
And, like,
Thug, then the other two going. Everybody going.
People kept saying Thug. Like some people were saying Thug, and like they had like a few people was like, bruh, these are Thug's children. So without him, we wouldn't have
Wouldn't
anybody.
even exist.
I'm like,
You don't
bro,
really realize, like, and that's why you got to give credit where credit is due.
right? They respect Thug so much, bro. Like niggas in the game respect Thug so much.
Oh yeah, dude. Why? Thug has cosigns from everybody. I don't give a fuck what somebody tells me. If my favorite rapper is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper,
Right.
Get the fuck out of my face, bro. Your opinion is shit.
Don't mean shit.
Because if your favorite rapper is whoever, if they in the music industry right now, they know what's up with Thug,
Yeah.
and they know you
What's
can go.
really going on?
Hey, look, don't talk to me about Thug. Go talk to your favorite rapper about Thug. He'll let you know.
He'll let you know what's going on with Thug.
He'll be like, wait,
Bro, Lil Yachty said in an interview he gave his album to Young Thug and let him critique the whole thing. And then he was supposed to release last October. He didn't release till like 2 months ago, like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, because Thug like dissected his shit, like told him exactly what he needed to get engineered, like what he needed to put in it, and bro, and his album is fire. And Thug only had one song
I
on
was
it.
just about to say that.
Facts.
Thug don't ask for nothing, okay? Man, all we do is ride
He was
dick
like,
on this podcast.
Slime ain't said it was ready yet. Slime said he ain't ready yet.
Bro, Slime, son. That's like King.
Right.
Boy, King Slime.
He put niggas on, bro. I don't know
Don't
nobody.
ask
He
for
put
nothing.
Uzi on.
He don't ask for nothing
On
either.
them big racks. Slime season 2. He
I
put Uzi on.
remember in, what was it? I think it was before Jeffrey dropped. People was doubting Thug. I think before, like early 2016, after the Slime seasons weren't coming through, and he was having a bunch of label trouble. Remember the High Tunes album that was supposed to drop? There was supposed to be a new Barter or something like that. All of that. There was a bunch of label issues going on, and just me theorizing what it could have been. I think he was really trying to not. I don't think he wanted to just be like the next fucking. I think his label was trying to push him to being this superstar because he's clearly a superstar.
No.
If you take Young Thug, just listen to one interview, just look at him walking down the street. I mean, he's a fucking He just got that rock
swagger,
star.
like,
He's got that rock star sweat. He don't give a fuck.
Yourself,
Yeah,
like.
he don't give a fuck what he's wearing. All he give a fuck about is the music and what happens after him. And I think that was a big part of his disputes was just that they wanted him to just be like
Just be an artist. Like, just stay within your little,
Yeah, because that's gonna shoot him to the top,
Right.
and everybody, all of his business associates, Lear Cohen and everybody gets paid. I think he wanted more for his hood. I think he wanted to bring people up.
He wanted to be the branch. He wanted to be the vessel.
Yeah, I just think he wanted those A&R positions and wanted freedom. And you don't look, man. You don't get that freedom when you're a fucking superstar. Okay, right. When your image and what you do is the breadwinner for your whole camp, then you have to sit there and do that one thing. You can't stress that enough.
Everybody's gonna have to play their part.
Sometimes you have to take that. That sacrifice to be able to do what you actually wanted to do.
Yeah, he just did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, dude. I wish I knew what topics we were gonna stumble upon, because I want this video of Young Thug in a meeting with Leor and everybody else.
Another podcast.
But there was an argument that supports what I'm saying. He was arguing with Leor about it. But yeah, a lot of that was going on in 2016, and then he dropped Jeffrey, and everybody shut the fuck up, bro. Jeffrey shut the whole shit up, because they were acting like, because as soon as an artist kind of his path slows down and his label and their label starts to disagree and everything like that, everybody always just assumes that the reason is because he keeps putting out trash, and and his management won't let him put out trash, right, because they want a better product. People really think it's that simple.
That's not what it is. It's just so much ins and outs to the game. Like, there's contracts, negotiations,
He's probably got
a lot of stuff with future projects that it could be. They want to do a 5-project deal instead of a 2-project deal or something. It could be something like that.
There could be music. there could be a body of music, and I don't say there could be, because if you ever went on the internet and looked for Young Thug leaks, you understand that his leak game could be albums on albums,
right,
of a lot of people say better music than he puts out. So we're not gonna sit here and pretend like that was the reason. And there is sacrifices you make whenever you decide to put out something that fucking good. I mean, what if it's like an amazing song, it reaches the top of the charts, but it's not like the type of music that you want to be making, and you don't think it furthers the culture, and you don't think it does much for the game, but it'll bang. So then people start asking you for that again, and then you get stuck in that cycle of you have to deliver that. You don't get to progress because people are asking for that worldwide hit that you did last time. Hopefully, Roddy Ricch don't run into that problem. I don't think he will. I think we've, with the help of a lot of our A&Rs like Gucci and Young Thug and Jay-Z and just a lot of Diddy, a lot of these people.
You just gotta watch who he get. I feel like these newer artists who are blowing up are doing a good job of watching who they associate themselves with, or who they've been getting their guidance from.
Well,
the ones
and it's because of who brings you up.
Right.
You won't tolerate no funny shit if the person who brought you up into this business or into this world, take for example,
they standing on their own too, so they ain't about to try to finesse you, because that'll just be against what they believe.
For example, your own dad or somebody raises you the way he raises you correctly. Therefore, you know what correct looks like. You know what real looks like.
Right.
So when the funny shit starts to enter the room, it's easy to tell. It's easy to tell.
Right. It ain't right.
That's a lot of conversations that you and I have about business.
Right.
I mean, it's just like that. Bro, that's why I would never, if you're doing business with somebody and you can't tell off the greet that...
You could tell off rip.
Yeah, you could tell off rip who you doing business with, bro. Don't smile at me too hard.
Don't take that shit for granted, bro. First impressions will tell a lot about a person. Man.
Do not smile at me. If I could see every teeth in your mouth the second I meet you, I didn't say nothing funny.
Right.
I don't know what
You
smile at.
overly laughing.
Yeah,
I'm not even making the jokes yet.
Yeah,
I ain't even start josing you yet.
what you
So imagine when I
smiling
start josing, what you gonna die?
What you can't open your mouth any bigger.
You gonna start bleeding.
I would hate to see you joked out. But no, like, yeah, you could tell. You could tell when somebody's on some phony shit and you shouldn't be doing business with them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, don't get caught up. You could tell, and you could tell when somebody's trying to push a fucking, like, some sort of agenda that they thought of already on.
Somebody
on
ever tried? You ever got caught in a bad business deal with somebody? Or like just a bad like?
I usually refrain from putting too much too much stock into somebody.
Right.
So nothing I could really call. Maybe I could think of one, but
Yeah, I don't think I got caught in nothing.
I mean, in general, just
Maybe
dealing
like some
with
little stuff.
fake people.
Yeah, like
You know, I wouldn't call really weed a business, but whenever I used to sell it, like there was people that you fucked with and people that you shouldn't, and you'll realize that real quick. But I mean, you know, it mostly in life. I mean, that's what I'm saying. People really, you know, you shouldn't really separate business from life because I mean, you really should have a pretty good gauge on who you're dealing with, not really what you're dealing with, like not what kind of connections they have or how much money they have or what they've done. You know, people really, you know, I don't give a fuck about your accolades. You know, whatever you've accomplished, you could have accomplished it in the dirtiest fucking way. I want to meet you man to man and see what you're about. I think some people don't have good radars for that. So
I'd rather have a honest, good person that I know has great integrity, bro, and great values that we have to learn together to do something than have a very talented person that I can't trust.
And usually that very talented person that you can't trust will try to guide you and bring you down a path that you think, you know, you really gotta look when something seems too good.
Right.
It's like, nah, bro, I got it. I'll take care of it all. I'll do it.
It's like, well,
Why?
what you doing? What you expecting?
You just like working? Nah. Yeah. You gotta know who you're dealing with.
Right.
And look, I don't know. Maybe that's something you can't teach. You really can't teach reading a person.
You can't. That's just something that you learn from experience over time.
You learn from your childhood or whatever.
You gotta learn over time. Or maybe sometimes people are born with good intuition, but a lot of times you have to grow and learn from experience.
And it starts at the home, bro. If you fake with your kids, you know what I mean? You got a lying ass parents. I don't know.
Yeah. Like if your dad is a snake, you might grow up to be a snake.
And not even know it.
Right.
I really think that's
think
where
that's normal.
I think that's where a lot of people's conviction comes from. Like their ability to look
a person in the eye and lie.
I think it has a lot to do with they don't even really know that what they're doing is fucked up.
Right.
Because people are raised wrong.
They're so conditioned to do things like that.
Dude, it's such a touchy subject to go at somebody's parents or to tell them that they was raised wrong. Like, you can't tell nobody that. But you should fucking be able to. Because some people were raised wrong. And they have a chance in their adult life to change that. And if everybody's too scared to tell them that they're raised wrong.
Unteach stuff like that though, bro.
But
Especially when it's been embedded in you since birth, bro.
But at least tell them it was wrong and let them figure out why.
But, bro, have you ever tried to tell a grown man that something they've been doing for their whole life is wrong?
Yeah,
you know how defensive they'll
get? They
get?
fucking shoot you. Yeah, I know. It's stupid. It's really stupid. You should be able to critique every fiber of somebody's being.
They be like, he raised me correct. He taught me how to be hard and be a Greek.
In a perfect world, you should be able to criticize every fiber of someone's being, because I would hope somebody does that for me.
If I'm doing something that you think is wrong, I'm open to hear that, bro, because I want to grow. I want to learn.
Look, and if I disagree with you, all I got to do is turn.
Everybody ain't like that.
Yeah, and if I disagree with you, I don't have to take your advice. Why the fuck am I get so mad about words, bro? If you think I'm wrong, and I think you ain't shit, and you don't have any business telling me this, then I'm just gonna not listen to what you said.
Right. And don't be mad at me when the things that you do have karma and repercussions because you're doing it the wrong way, and I didn't tell you something about it, bro. I'm not about to go out and give you my opinion unless you ask me for it. Honestly, bro. Yeah. Unless you're doing something really, really fucked up, then I'll give it to you. But I ain't gonna just go out and give you my opinion for no reason, bro. I don't know.
No, I mean I do that with a lot of people. I really don't have time for it, and like I said, like it's never that easy. I think that's the biggest reason why I don't touch on people like that, and I don't like dig into people that way, you know, just for no reason. Is because most of the time you get dealt with defensiveness. Honestly, like you really should be able to just send somebody a text and be like, I don't think you living right, and that be the text. They don't have to reply to it. Just take it as you see it, and maybe change if you don't feel like it. But at least I told you. I wish I could do that for people most of the time. Hey, I think you drink alcohol too much. You should be able to just say that. Them not get defensive with you, and then just
take that for what it is.
Decide to act on
do
that
whatever
or not.
they want to. Yeah,
you know, because there is a fine line between, somebody telling you, that they just like you should just be able to tell people, bro. You should just be able to say how you feel to somebody and them not get defensive. That's something.
Because low key, you getting defensive is you
it tells me something.
Having guilt. Low key,
it tells me something, bro. It's like, why do you want to defend this? Like if somebody told me,
because if you knew it was okay, you wouldn't even flinch when I said it.
Yeah, like I don't. Like for example, like I don't know, like I don't smoke cigarettes, but if somebody caught me smoking a cigarette one day. And I know that I do not smoke cigarettes ever, and I just happen to be smoking one that day for whatever reason, and somebody come up to me and say, "You're killing yourself. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. You're gonna fucking die early." I'm not gonna be defensive about that because I know for a fact that I don't smoke it every day, and I know for a fact I'm not gonna do that. But guess what? If I smoke them every single day. And 4 times a day, blah blah blah. And somebody's telling me all that shit. I might get defensive and tell them, "Well, I don't smoke every day." You gotta really, because that's what people say. The people that smoke every day, they tell you, "Oh, I only smoke on holidays or when I'm drinking." They say that shit all the time. They be lying. But if I don't, and you telling me I smoke too much, I'm just gonna just laugh it off. All right, yeah, you don't know shit. Yeah, you clearly don't know nothing.
Yeah, like my mom was like, "Why are you smoking cigars? You gonna die. You got asthma. You got this and that." I was like, "You right. I got asthma," but I was like, "I don't smoke them that much, and I don't know. I moderate myself." Yeah.
And you're right.
And I was like,
and at the end of the day, what you're saying is just
it's true.
It sounds true and it sounds correct.
Yeah. I haven't smoked a cigar a couple months now.
Yeah. That's what I tell people when I see them doing some shit. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna try to get in the way of this. But I just want to let you know from one person to another, I think it looks to me like you're doing something wrong. If I'm wrong, I'd love to be, but you look like you're living wrong. So I'm just gonna let you know, straight up like that. And it's your decision. Like that's the problem. Whenever you start to like try to make someone's decision for them,
that's when
like don't throw the cigarettes out the window. Wait for them to do it.
Up,
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, bro, if you wanna bash your head against another 400-pound man's head for 10 years and fucking do all that and whatever consequences come from that, if you want to do that, you're a grown man. You could do it.
God.
What's the next thing?
How much time we got in?
We are hour 21 in. They probably
They
getting
don't
tired
even feel
of
like
us.
it, bro.
Yeah, because we good at this shit, bro. I mean.
I guess we could just do the rapid fire. I mean, we can rapid fire through these two and then go in shade room for about 10 minutes.
Let's hit it.
All right. First thing first. Kanye West running for president 2020. He has my vote. Sorry.
Hey man, if he runs independent, which is the only way he can run, I mean, shit, Harambe got a couple votes in 2016. So, shit. And Donald Trump got elected in 2016. So, I mean, shit, you know.
We might have been better off with Harambe.
He's dead, huh?
Yeah.
And he's a gorilla.
Yeah. I know all that.
I mean, I really think Harambe was trying to save that kid.
Yeah, I think Harambe was a good person. Or gorilla.
He was a pretty good gorilla.
Yeah.
A gorilla can only be so good, but
That's what I'm saying, bro. It can only be so good when you get in this cage where it doesn't expect the company.
Do you think Harambe was gonna kill that kid?
I think Harambe was not gonna kill that kid, but I think Harambe was probably gonna fuck that kid up.
On
and
accident?
then walk away. Yeah. I think it was just gonna like hit it once and then like you know how like they hit it and like run like because they be scared. So it's like you in my habitat, like this is my home. Like what are you doing here? Yeah. Boom, and then run, and then but the kid would have lived, but it would.
But you saw he was holding him by the arm, right?
Yeah.
And he was dragging the kid.
Right. I think he would have probably went boom and just like walked, like just do like
he would have just
some spaz.
I think he would have just grabbed him by the hair.
Yeah, like did something like that would have hurt him.
His ass.
I don't think it would have killed him.
I mean, whatever. Harambe.
You think it would have killed him?
No. Honestly, I don't think he would have done anything. It looked to me like he was gonna try to put him in a safe place so that nothing happened to him, or like try to treat him like the baby gorillas or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have like this pessimistic view of nature where I just think nature is just beautiful. So like that's what I want to think, but I have no fucking idea, dude. I don't know what that thing was about to do. I've never even been around.
That's just a tough place to be a zookeeper. Like, what do you do? Like,
yeah, you gotta.
You have to.
I agree with shooting the gorilla. I'm sorry.
You had no choice.
Yeah, because I don't think you risk a person's life. I'm sorry. I do think the whole zoo thing is kind of fucked up.
Right.
For some animals, for most animals, I think the zoo thing is kind of fucked up, and we probably shouldn't do that. I think that'll be looked at pretty in like 100 years if we make it there. I think we'll look at zoos and be like, we probably shouldn't be doing this. I think that's gonna be one of them things of the past one day. Anyway, Kanye's running for president.
Kanye will probably give these fucking animals some land or something.
Dude, Kanye would buy land for the animals
and
then cage them up in it and then fucking.
I don't think he'll cage them up.
You don't think he would rebrand
probably like
the
just
zoo?
really let them like live free. He'll make it like a fun place for them.
He would rebrand the zoo, bro.
But he'll probably put like a wall around where they can't get over.
You know what you can do? Make a giant piece of land.
Right.
A huge piece of land
and
for
just
the
have
animals,
a perimeter.
Have them there, and then really it's not so much a means to keep the animals away from people, but to keep people away from the animals.
Right.
And then just set up video cameras, fucking 4K great video cameras. Because, dude, I am more amazed by National Geographic than I have ever been going to the zoo.
Put like drones, bro. Little drones with nice ass cameras in them. They'll film them.
Bro, the National Geographic videos, like the documentaries
it's
they
so
do.
Good.
Like, I don't understand how they get that close.
Bro, they be getting close, bro.
And them videos be dope.
I think they be using drones.
Because I really would rather see an animal in the wild doing what animals do rather than
in the zoo fucking starving and tired.
I have a picture of a gorilla in my phone.
The sun like just dying.
Yeah, bro, I have a picture of a gorilla in my phone that I took in like 2015. I went to the zoo, the Audubon Zoo, and I was taking the picture and I was like so excited to see this gorilla, and all it did was make me depressed after I took the picture, because I'm looking at the picture and he looks so sad and he's just sitting there looking like so depressed.
And they probably feed them like some BS food that's killing like their testosterone and like making them feel horrible.
Oh yeah, like the way they do
like
with us.
sedating them. Yeah.
I mean, they do that shit with us. Why
right.
would they not do that with animals?
Exactly.
Come on now. We really don't see the world for what it is, bro. They don't give a fuck. $1 will trump anything. But yeah, while I find this picture, let's talk about Kanye West running for president. Do you think? And okay, and look,
how we get off that?
Because I've been trying to get off it because that's what we were supposed to be.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Yeah, Kanye is running for president, and let's not. Okay, we know how we feel about Trump and everything like that. So let's just talk about it in a vacuum. Do you think Kanye West would make a good president? Not saying compared to what we've had or in
I
comparison to
honestly
this.
do, bro.
Do you think so?
I honestly do. He's a Gemini.
I know some Geminis who can't be president. But look at him. Look at this fucking gorilla, dude. He's just like pissed, bro.
Damn.
This was
Show
actually
the camera, bro.
No, I'm gonna put the picture on the video. But dude, just like fucking bored as fuck. And the whole time
he can't really do what he wants.
the whole time I was standing there, and look, I think you can look at I think the great apes, like a lot of monkeys and stuff, their faces are similar to ours, so we can see the emotion in the face way easier than like say a cat or something, just because we relate. But like, look at that face. That is not a happy face. If we saw a person sitting there acting that exact way,
We'll walk up to him and be like, "What's wrong?"
yeah,
Like-
we would think it's horrific.
Right.
But yeah, I think Kanye would be an alright president, man, because I think he's got a good amount of influence, especially with young people, man. You know, the old fucking politicians have been getting on my last nerve, son. At the end of the day, we are basing policies and everything, and we're making laws, and we're letting people govern our world. People that were born in the 1930s. Like, and we just had a conversation about how you're going to be the person you are by the time you're 10 or 15. Like, and that's still true, and that was true back then too. So we really, you know, a 1945 ass person, we're gonna have them govern the world of 2020. It doesn't sit right with me. Like, nothing, they don't do well for the largest, most important demographic in the country, which is the young people. I mean, not to say old people don't matter, but I mean, like, let's bring it down to like at least have somebody in their 40s. Trump is 70 whatever. Dude, like Bernie Sanders 70 something.
That's a tough one, bro, because there are some older people who are in touch with like the stuff that's going on. Like Warren Buffett is very in tune with like what's going on right now in the world. But he's
in his own
probably
way.
a bunch of people like him.
In his own way.
You know,
I mean,
like he knows what's going on with technology. He knows what's going on with, you know, international affairs and stuff. So it's touchy. I mean, the average 80 or 70-year-old wouldn't know, you know. But people who are like, you know, staying in touch with news and
what do you think is the optimal age for a president?
I say
Like,
55 would be a perfect age.
I'm cool with that. Do you think 70 is ridiculous though? I think 70 is
70 is kind of old, bro.
70 is
doing
pretty
anything with that much stress or responsibility.
with that much power.
Yeah.
I just, you know,
70 is getting up there to where you need to just be slowing down, bro.
I mean, like, you start
people
off
retire at what?
65.
69 or 65?
65 is the retirement
Yeah,
age.
people retire
Like,
at
people
65.
almost get
So why are
forced.
you starting something like that at 70?
People almost get forced to retire at 65.
Right.
Like, bro, like, you can't do the job like you used to. But yeah, you start off dumb, you get smarter, then you get wise, and then you get dumb again. I think when you start to get dumb, I think that's around the age of like fucking like 75 to 100. Like, I think you start to actually like deteriorate a little bit. I don't know, man. It's just so many, like, everybody in politics is just so whatever. I don't want to be like ageist about it, but I mean, I'm just like, why isn't there at least some people who aren't like old, like so old? Like, none of the big positions are just held by people. I mean, Obama was what? He was pretty young though, like 45, something like that.
He like 44, 45.
Was he 44 when he was elected? 44.
I think so.
Okay, let's see.
Let's look.
How old was Obama when he got elected?
Here's what I found.
Really, I asked the simplest question and she still doesn't give me a fucking answer. POTUS.com. Ooh, we got lists for everybody. Where the fuck is Obama? Oh, Barack Obama 47. That's a good age. Bill Clinton 46. The youngest is 42, I think.
Yeah, JFK. JFK was like 40.
JFK was 43, but Roosevelt was 42. Donald Trump is the oldest president ever.
I could believe that. He's like 76, right?
He should be 74 now if he was elected.
74.
It's saying he was 70 when he was elected, so he
Oh.
should be 74. That's crazy. 70? Come on.
This man is 74, bro. Running the country. He
Dude.
really might really be delusional at this point. That might really be what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you
'Cause
really do.
He was already off
You
when he
really
was younger.
do.
And now he's older, and he doesn't give a fuck even more because he's old.
Yeah,
So
old,
it's
old
like,
people, they're at the end of the road, and when you're at the end of the road, your risk taking is very you really don't give a fuck, right? Like there is no risk for you. What, like the next 5 years of your life is gonna suck if you lose out on this risk? You already lived your entire life. You don't have like much to look forward to. Obviously, you know, not being mean to old people or whatever. Not that they're listening to this, but you know, your risk taking is way. It's just general, just how people work. Like you take lower risks when you're like 50 or like something like that, because you have a whole 50 years ahead of you. You don't want to fuck the world up for the next 50 years of your life, you know. But if you on death's door, you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want, and you see that at every Walmart and McDonald's in the world, is old people be acting up.
bro, go to a nursing home
Old
and meet
people
a
don't-
77-year-old,
Dude,
bro.
nursing homes, bro.
Let's see what the hell they gonna say to
One
your
day,
ass.
I wish I was forced to do some volunteer work to go to a nursing home, bro, because some of that shit is just
But,
so
like,
funny, bro.
Every once in a while, they gonna tell you like some shit that you think is like a joke, but like it really be like some wise ass shit that you can really take from.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the duality of an old person. They're crazy and wise at the same time. Gotta love them.
Because they looking through a whole different lens at that point. Reality ain't even the same.
I wonder who I'm gonna be at 70. I feel like I'm gonna be crazy. I can't even talk shit, bro. I'm not gonna give a fuck, bro.
Oh no, I know I ain't gonna give a fuck.
I'm
I
not
don't give
gonna
a fuck now. So
Fuck. I know, right? What are we gonna do if we make it there?
they might have to fucking give me some crazy meds.
Bro.
I'm like, take your pills, Mr. Woodside.
My
Like,
pills.
Fuck them pills. Where my sons? Where my kids? Where my daughter at?
What kind of pills is these? Not the ones I want. My handmade earrings finally started.
But nah.
Dude.
What else we got on here? We got, the 5-star college basketball recruit commits to Howard University over UCLA. If we can get every 5-star
Bro, fuck Harvard.
African American recruit to go to a HBCU, you know how lit that would be, boy?
I mean,
The schools will actually have money going to them, bruh.
Yeah.
People will stop watching D1 schools play basketball, bro. Low key.
Yeah, probably.
They'll just be watching HBCU ball because they'll be the best basketball.
I just think it's about time that I really just think it's about time we tear down the fucking the facade that is all of the big universities.
I mean, that might have been true back in the day, though, because that was the only people who was getting on TV. But now, all of these teams can be on TV.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it's time for it, because dude, it doesn't, like, at the end of the day, I don't know, like, they groom kids from the very beginning. I was watching TV shows whenever I was young that told me, like, just like cartoons and shit, that told me Yale and Harvard and I don't know, fucking whatever else, were the schools to go to. And if you don't go to a college that is that, then you're not going to, like, I guess you're not going to a real college or something like that, and you have nothing to be proud of. The curriculum's the same throughout all of them. The name means nothing. Honestly, stay away from the bigger schools because they're so infiltrated and funded by government that you don't know why they're teaching you what they're teaching you. I mean, fucking, there's so much. I'm not even going to get into the conspiratorial side of things where we know that that Harvard professors have been doing dirty shit in relation with other countries and the government for a very long time.
Especially like with those testing results and stuff like that. Like when they do like those, independent studies.
Oh yeah,
and they do those results.
Dude,
the results are fake.
Yeah, Kellogg's will go to Harvard. They're both big businesses and say, hey, you fund this study that says our cereal is the best.
We just need you to have it say this.
Yeah, because you're Harvard.
Give y'all this much grant money.
Because you're Harvard.
Yep.
So, fuck that shit. You giving too much power to these big universities, and go to the HBCU, go to the local college, go to wherever fits you the best, bro. Because I promise you,
if you a 5-star recruit and we know about you now, we not gonna forget about you next year. You still gonna be on camera because you're still the best player.
Yeah, because nobody's fighting for camera time. Everybody has a camera. Everybody's shit is getting aired. If you're the best player in the country,
we know about 14-year-olds in high school dunking on people. So you think we're gonna just forget about you?
And then with your name attached to a university that brings you in. Because they care about you, because they want you to succeed. It's a symbiotic relationship because you're gonna have that stamp of that college that you brought from out the dirt. Because some colleges are not funded well. Exactly. A lot of colleges are not funded well, and they're trying their fucking
because
best.
Because they have nothing attracting anything to the university.
It's the cycle. It's the cycle of conditioning to choose certain universities over others because of status. And then the other colleges that are trying to make it get left in the dirt. Support small colleges, support small businesses, support black colleges, support black businesses. I mean, how else do you topple the power structure that is the biggest issue in the country, dude?
The education is the way that we can
transform
this whole situation.
And look, you're not going to go to the top of the head of fucking Harvard University and tell them to change their ways. You're not going to do it. The best way
they have the upper hand right now.
The best way to take down giant corporations and everything is just to support the small ones. And
it's going to be a progressive. It's going to be a steadily,
and it's not going to happen
take
tomorrow.
Consistency.
Yeah.
It's going to take time.
It's not going to happen tomorrow. But be part of history that changed that made it.
Like this is a big bro. This is a big first step, bro.
Yeah,
having a 5-star recruit go to Howard. I mean, I don't even think that's a D1. That's not even a D1 school. I don't think. Is it a D1 school? I think it's probably like in like a low conference though. Let me see.
Did he speak on it? Does he have any Let
me see.
Any interview where he said exactly why he's doing it? I'm pretty sure we know why, but
it is. Okay, I was tripping. Yeah, Howard is D1. They in the Mid-Eastern Atlantic Conference.
But it still says a lot. Still says a lot.
They played with FAMU.
He could have played anywhere.
Yeah, they played with Savannah State, Morgan State, Norfolk. Yeah, they played with a bunch of other HBCUs. That's going to be good, bro. That's going to be good.
Does he have any statements?
Let me see. I ain't seen no video, bro.
Well, it's good either way. I'm pretty sure we know why he did it. We don't really have to dive too deep into it.
I mean, we know what's going on.
Just round of applause for the man.
He said, I was the first to announce my visit to Howard and others started to dream, what if? I need to make it to HBCU movement and others will follow. I hope I inspire guys like Mikey Williams, that's that 14-year-old that's really fire, to join me in his journey. I'm committing to Howard U with Coach Kenny.
Great. And he said it right there. He's inspiring more people. I mean, it's not like he got the best deal or whatever. I don't care what deal he got. He knows that what he's doing is inspiring more people to do the same.
It's the best deal you can get.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna get a full ride anywhere. But yeah, so that's why it's not a. We know that that's not why he's doing
great,
it.
bro. Let's fucking do this. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good.
Are y'all good?
Listeners, y'all good?
Shit.
Y'all good? I think y'all straight.
Shit. I mean, we gave y'all
That sound good. It sound like y'all
We
ain't
gave
saying
y'all an
nothing
hour
straight.
45.
Really?
Right.
I had a good one. You had some good topics in there too.
Yeah, let's chew for the rest of the time. Just playing. I don't think I could eat this one. Ooh, that's a good one, bro. I got a kernel. All right. Episode 13 of the Joce Central podcast is officially over. Thank you all for listening. As always, later.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye. Staying right in.